What is going on, guys? It is Laker Nation all day. You know how we do in here. It's all about us. And I'm finally recording a game in which we actually won the game against a good quality team in the Utah Jazz. We had the lead throughout the first half, the third quarter. Obviously, we played poorly. We're down 6, as you can see on the screen. But now we're going to win. And it's because of one player, and one player only. And his name is Stanley Johnson. I can't believe that, out of all the players that we have on our team, Stanley Johnson was the reason why we were able to come back, right? We had some momentum because of his ability to make clutch shots, because of his ability to defend when it mattered most. Offensive rebounds, giving it off to Avery Bradley for a clutch three-point shot. So those kind of small plays added to huge advantages for the Lakers, and this Laker team would not have won without Stanley Johnson. I'm telling you that much. It doesn't matter if LeBron was the leading scorer. I'm telling you now. LeBron, okay, he played good. Okay, let's just get into the game. LeBron, he played pretty solid. I'm not going to dismiss that. But he kind of lacked aggression a little bit from time to time. I think he was settling for the three a bit too much. But overall, I thought he played okay. 25, 7, and 7. That's typical LeBron, right? But I'm just telling you now, the way LeBron was playing, we were not going to win this game if it wasn't for a few players. But LeBron, I'll give him a pass. I thought he played a pretty solid game. Obviously, I'm not asking him to drop 40 every night. I'm simply just asking him to be more aggressive when we need the points. Instead of just settling for three-point shots, go for the rim. Go in the paint. Trevor Ariza, man, I know he didn't have a good shooting night. But let me just tell you something. When he was inserted into the starting lineup, he did a great job on Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic only had 5 points on 1 of 9 shooting. So you guys can look at Trevor Ariza's, poor shooting numbers. But the fact is that he played great defense in the starting lineup. And I absolutely loved the starting lineup. With Russell Westbrook, solid defender. Avery Bradley, good defender. Trevor Ariza, good defender. LeBron, solid defender. And then obviously you have Dwight. Great choice by Frank Vogel to go more big, to go more lengthy on the starting lineup. So great job by Trevor Ariza just doing what he was supposed to do, which was playing good defense. Keep in mind, this is the Utah Jazz team who is ranked number 1 in offense. They have only been limited to under 100 points 3 times in this entire season, and this is about to be their 4th time. This just goes to show that the Lakers can be an extremely good team, like I've been saying all along, but it's all about establishing an identity, getting good defense, and really just getting some consistency. That is what it comes down to. Russell Westbrook, you look at the stats, he only played 27 minutes, right? I would say in those 27 minutes, he played pretty well. If you ask me, there was nothing in particular that I could say, oh, well, he did this poorly. In terms of the shooting numbers, I don't think he played as well as maybe he could have, but I thought he made some timely baskets and some timely passes. And that's, when you have Russell Westbrook as your main point guard and he only has 2 turnovers, that's a win for us. Avery Bradley, like I said, clutch 3 in the 4th quarter. Great defense, defending players like Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell shot 6 of 18 from the field. This is a Donovan Mitchell who's averaging 26 points this season. That's a Donovan Mitchell who's a former All-Star. Probably going to be once again this year. So Avery Bradley did a tremendous job. And Dwight Howard, I love to see Dwight Howard play 21 minutes. In 2020, in our championship season, right, we had JaVale and Dwight, and they combined to play around like 20 to 23 minutes, right? And then AD played center. That's what I want to see. Dwight Howard did a great job playing efficiently, playing good defense on Rudy Gobert. Not that Rudy Gobert had a good offensive arsenal anyways, but I thought Dwight did a good job of just doing what he's supposed to do. Come in, rebound, block some shots, play some defense, right? 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks. So great job by Dwight, man. THT, solid game, can't complain. Malik Monk, finally he bounces back. It's great to see. I know people don't like the idea of him coming off the bench, but I think the one reason why he didn't have as much success off the bench as opposed to being a starter is because he didn't get as many touches. There are ways. It's kind of like a Jordan Clarkson kind of way. He can come off the bench as a 6th man and get plenty of touches and average 16 points a game if he wanted to. That's my thing with him. And then Stanley Johnson, the real MVP. Honestly, of this team, he was the real MVP. There's no other way to put it. 14 points, but I'm not even going to talk about the points, even though that made the world's difference, right? Because we're down 6 to 8 points. He was making layups. He was making free throws. He was making a 3. He was playing good defense. He was getting offensive rebounds. He was passing it off to Avery Bradley for an open 3. These are the kind of things that he did. And I don't care what happens moving forward with this season. I want the Lakers front management to give that guy a contract for the rest of the season tonight, because he had that much of an impact. And it's not even just this game. You saw other games in the past where Stanley Johnson just made an immediate impact. Even when we lost sometimes, he was always one of the bright spots. That's the kind of guy he is. It doesn't matter what kind of system your team has. It doesn't matter how they play, whatever the case is. Any team can use the Stanley Johnson. A guy who just puts it all out there with energy, with hustle, with grit. And he just came up big when it mattered most. You saw Rudy Gobert slacking in terms of the rebounding department. Guess who came through? Stanley Johnson. So, yeah, give Stanley Johnson a contract. That's all I'm about to say. And then Austin Reeves. I know he only had 4 points, but 5 rebounds is what I'm looking at. Second chance opportunities is what I'm looking at. Remember that clutch tip-in that he had off his own miss in the fourth quarter? That's what I'm looking at. Timely shots, offensive rebounds, playing solid defense. This is what the Lakers are capable of doing. Defeating a number 1 offensive rated team, that is just fantastic from the Lakers. I'm just excited because this is what we all wanted to see. We know that the Lakers are capable of beating subpar teams, right? We've seen it. They've beaten the Thunder. They've beaten the Cavs. Although the Cavs are pretty good this year. They've beaten the Pistons. They've beaten the Magic. Yeah, but let me see you be a good team. And it's been a while since we had. But now this is on our resume. It's a good look. Get some consistency. I know they're going on a tough road trip coming up, but it's definitely doable for them to get something going. And AD's going to be coming back at the end of January, most likely. This team is starting to look better and better. And although they did have some pretty big setbacks here and there by losing to the Kings and whatnot, this is what it's about. Through all the adversity, you know they've been on a 3-game losing streak. Everybody, including myself, criticized them, called them out. And LeBron, he's like, I'm sorry, we'll get this going. And that they did. This just goes to show that their roster is just much deeper than LeBron. LeBron didn't even necessarily have the most impactful game, and we just beat an insanely good Utah Jazz team. That's just great basketball. That's all I got to say about this one. So if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, comment down below what your guys' thoughts were on the Lakers beating the Jazz, and subscribe for more. Alright guys, peace out, and go Lakers.